There's a saying, during the toughest times, you know who your true friends really are. And during this global pandemic, two countries have shown how strong their friendship is. Turkey and Ukraine, who share centuries of cultural bonds, are opening new channels and strengthening existing ones. Whether it's defense cooperation, trade, or providing aid to battle the coronavirus, these Black Sea neighbors have lots more room to grow. To discuss this further, I'm joined by Ukraine's ambassador to Turkey, Andrii Sybiha from Ankara. Mr. Ambassador, welcome to Straight Talk. It's good to have you on the program.
Good afternoon.
So you have just recently recovered from coronavirus. Could you briefly tell us about your experience and how this pandemic has impacted the two-country relations in various sectors?
Yes, personally, now I checked that the diplomatic community does not protect from coronavirus. Thanks God, with the help of Turkish doctors, now I am recovered, and also as my family. Now, returning back to your question, you see, I have such a privilege to be an ambassador of a friendly country in a friendly country. And nowadays, I could, at this stage, I could estimate, I could describe as our relations only in categories very good or excellent. I'm pleased to say that we really reach this true strategic partnership. All elements of this strategic partnership are working from the highest level to to people-to-people contacts. That's really very, very important and beneficial for both countries, for both our nations.
So what we know that relations between Turkey and Ukraine gained this strategic partnership status in 2011. Could you elaborate on that? What strategic interests do these two countries share?
Our countries are natural strategic partners. As I said, this strategic partnership is beneficial for both of us, and we already enjoy, our nations enjoy advantages of this strategic partnership. We complement each other. That's really very important. We are not competitors. We don't have any problematic issue on our agenda. We have perspectives in our strategic bilateral agenda from space to natural resources. For us, Turkey is key, essential country in this region, and I'm sure that our strong strategic partnership, which is development, and we reach new quality of the strategic partnership, also contributes to the stability, peace, and security of the region, and not only of the region.
So,
and of course,
yes, we know that the two countries currently engage in joint endeavors in game-changing military areas, as you have just mentioned, like drone warfare, aerospace, and missile technologies. Is defense cooperation set to expand further? And how have the latest agreements impacted Ukraine's role in the Black Sea region? How it was met, for example, by Russia?
You see, I don't want to perceive this relation in a triangle. I mean, Turkey, Russia, Ukraine. We have our bilateral, very strong Ukrainian-Turkish track. That's why I don't want to demonize this discussion. In any case, our bilateral cooperation is not direct against any third parties. So it is beneficial, as I said, for both of us, and it works for the strengths of our, for example, army, if taken into the account military defense cooperation. Stronger together, as in a trade cooperation, both in a military defense cooperation. Very simple slogan, stronger together and let's grow together.
So,
yes.
Yeah, so the two countries want to finalize, on the other hand, a free trade agreement by the end of this year. What's the latest pertaining to that? And do you believe is reaching a $10 billion bilateral trade goal attainable?
You see, we are strong economies, both Turkey and Ukraine. We have our national interest, and it is normal. As you know, this negotiation process lasts for more than 8 years, but we have now strong will to finalize this agreement. And for sure, it will be beneficial, as I said, strategically for both countries. And in the current situation with pandemic, of course, it will support our business circles also in Turkey and also in Ukraine. It also means that we will open and we will gain new additional markets for our business.
So, Mr. Ambassador, could you talk to us about the latest in Crimea? Are there any ongoing human rights violations?
Regretfully, yes, that we have such a situation that after the occupation of Crimea, constantly we fix violation of human rights, especially against the Crimean Tatar people. So we express great attitude for Turkey for strong support of Ukrainian sovereignty and integrity. I always call this a strategic partnership in action. So that's really very important. You know that during last visit, new initiative, Ukrainian initiative, Crimean platform, was supported by our Turkish friends, Turkish side. And of course, we, in this context, if speaking about the occupation of Crimea, I could mention two very important things. International solidarity and sanctions are the best guarantees that Crimea will be deoccupied.
So, how Ukraine is planning to handle the Crimea problem? Will Kiev, for example, one day be able to reclaim Crimea and restore its sovereignty in the region?
No doubt, because Crimea is Ukraine, no doubt in this. Of course, only in peaceful manner, and we could deoccupy Crimea. That's why last initiative Crimea platform was created. Now we are working with our international partners to support this initiative. And of course, it is very important that that Crimea issue, so-called Crimea issue, will be on a topic agenda of international organizations, of mainstream mass media, and of course, as I said, the international solidarity and sanctions. The best guarantees to occupy and to speed up this process.
So you have mentioned the support of international community in your calls for Crimea. What needs to be done to undo what the Russians did?
Just a very simple and symbolic example. For example, to stop illegal maritime connection with blocked Crimean port in occupied Crimea, for example. We need to discuss Crimea issue in all international platforms. And by the way, in United Nations, also we expect that appropriate resolutions will be approved and adopted, and also with the support of Turkey. That's really very, very important. And of course, this strong reaction of international community for sure will guarantee and will stop this violation of human rights in Crimea, especially against Crimean Tatars. Also, we constantly raise the issue of releasing of political prisoners which are detained in Crimea by Russia. So we also count on the support of a Turkish side, of a Turkish friends. And by the way, 2 years ago, two Crimean Tatars leaders were released with the help of our Turkish friends, and especially with the help of President of the Turkey.
So NATO has recognized Ukraine as enhanced opportunities partner. What's next moving further? Do you think Ukraine will become a NATO member eventually?
No alternative for this choice and for our strategic goal. I mean full membership in NATO and European Union. It is our strategic choice. It is choice of our people. So it also fixed in our constitution. Of course, we have our homework to do, but no doubt that it is our strategic choice to join and to get full membership in these structures. And we also count on the help of our Turkish friends in this process. I mean, to join NATO membership.
Okay, so what's the latest on your country's appeal to the United Nations to have borscht recognized as part of Ukraine's cultural heritage? Because I remember a tweet from Russian Foreign Ministry last year. They called the soup one of the country's most famous and beloved dishes. What's the latest?
Thank you for your kind words, but you see, it's not about a dish. It's about our Ukrainian identity. That's why for us this issue is also very, very important, and that's why it is on such a public agenda. And by the way, here in Turkey, in Wikipedia, Turkish Wikipedia, it was also changed, and now borscht is named according to its national roots, Ukrainian.
So moving forward, how do you describe Turkey-Ukraine relations, especially for the tourism sector? Are the two countries have taken necessary measures amid this pandemic to move forward with their tourism sectors?
Regretfully, we also feel the impact of pandemic. You know that Ukraine is a country which provides every year for more than 1,500,000 tourists to Turkey. This year, and it is understandable, the number of Ukrainians is less, about 50%, but nevertheless, we are in a top of three countries from which a great, of the highest number of tourists. So we have regular flight connections between our countries. That's really very important. And these touristic flows are continuing between our countries.
All right, Mr. Ambassador, unfortunately, we'll have to leave it here. Thank you very much for joining us on Straight Talk.